Alright, so wanted to make a video to kind of follow up on all the other videos that I've got going on. Hopefully you guys have found some good nuggets. Today's video is going to switch gears a little bit. I wanted to talk about that in marriage or in any relationship, it's not all about correction, instruction, and reproof, in the sense that of what I've been talking about, that the man's job is to rule over his home. That being said, I wanted to bring an evening to what I've said in the past, and that is about loving your wife in the physical, tangible, emotional, physical sense. And that is that when we give, first of all, I got to say this, that anything we do has to come from a position of power, has to come from a position of authority. And the reason I'm going to qualify that in saying that if we give to people from a position of weakness, meaning we need something from somebody, so we give to them, we compliment because we need them to approve of us, or we give a woman a gift, or we give her accolades and we give her attention because we want something physical from her, sex, or we want to be liked by her, whatever. That's coming from a position of weakness. Okay, the man should in and of himself be completely whole, be completely dependent on nobody and nothing, in need of nothing, in the sense that he has everything that he needs. And so therefore, when he gives, he's not giving from a place of insecurity. He's not giving from a place of weakness. He's not giving because he wants something in return. So absolutely, you need to be good to your wife. Absolutely, you need to be sweet to her and you need to be good to her. But remember that if things ever get out of line, if there's disrespect and there's a lack of submission, that you can always return to that place. You can always go back to that place of correction, instruction, and reproof. And actually, I would say that when you're living in a manner that you are being giving and not in need, but you're giving, you're setting an example for her, how to be loving and how to be kind. And you are setting, we're always teaching, always. We're always teaching. We're always instructing in everything that we do. People are watching us. But the key is that as long as we are in need of nothing, we can always go to that place. We're not being held captive by somebody's approval. We're not being held captive by a need for sex or for physical affection or physical touch. And if something gets out of line, we can easily go back to that place where we need to go. If we need to be hard, we can be hard. If we need to be more rigid, we can be more rigid. But if your wife is living in accordance with the scriptures and she's being submissive and she is respecting you and honoring you, then absolutely you should be taking care of your wife. You should be taking very good care of her. You should be paying her compliments. And again, I mean, this doesn't mean that you walk around, saying these things all the time. If it's coming from a place of strength, you're not going to feel the need to constantly, feed her compliments and buy flowers and do all that stuff all the time. You're not going to feel the need to do that. And so from a position of power, a position of strength, and a position of abundance, we can then give more effectively, and it will actually mean more to your wife. It will mean more to her to have a husband who has no need giving to her, because she knows that he's not giving to her in order to get sex or to get kisses or to get approval. He's giving it because he genuinely has it to give. Okay, so that's coming from a position of strength. And I think I've used this argument before. I mean, who would you if Dwayne The Rock Johnson or whatever his name is was like, hey man, I'm going to wash your car for you, you know, you'd be like, oh.
In 2 miles, take exit 175
oh, wow.
163rd Street towards State Highway Y.
Like, wow, this guy, he's like a movie star and he's so awesome, but he's going to do this for me. It's the same thing. When you come from a position of strength and you give to people, it means more to them. So, men, you should be loving your wife in the sense that you are paying her compliments, you're building her up, and you're loving on her and stuff. But it should come from a place of not of neediness to find approval from your wife.